Devaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Naranjaiva Narottamam
Naranjaya
Devin Saraswatin Vyasam
Devin Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Uttama-śloke
Bhaktin Bhavadir Naistiki
Bhaktin Bhavati Naistiti
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 5, text number 5. The chapter name is The Cosmic Manifestation and chapter name is the Cosmic Manifestation. The chapter name is The Cause of All Causes. Please repeat the sloka again me. Ātman bhāvayase tāni.
Ātman bhāvayase
bhāvayase tāni
Parābhāvayan svayam.
parābhāvayan svayam
ātma-śaktim avaṣṭabhya.
ātma-śaktim avaṣṭabhya
ūrṇanābhir ivāklamaḥ.
ūrṇanābhir ivāklamaḥ.
Word by word meaning. Please repeat again me. Ātman.
Ātman.
By self.
By self.
Bhāvayase.
Bhāvayase.
Manifest.
Manifest.
Tāni.
tāni.
All those.
All those.
Na.
Not.
Parābhāvayan.
Parābhāvayan.
Being defeated.
Being defeated.
Svayam.
Svayam.
Yourself.
Yourself.
ātma-śaktim.
ātma-śaktim.
Self-sufficient power.
Self-sufficient power.
avaṣṭabhya.
Avaṣṭabhya.
Being employed.
Being employed.
ūrṇa-nābhiḥ.
ūrṇa-nābhiḥ.
The spider.
The spider.
Iva.
Like.
aklamaḥ.
Aklamaḥ.
Without help.
Without help.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnavadayasi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Shri.
Joy.
Translation, please repeat behind me. As the spider very easily creates the network of its cobweb
the network of its cobweb
and manifests its power of creation without being defeated by others. So also you yourself by employment of your self-sufficient energy create without any other's help. Purport. The best example of self-sufficiency is the sun. The sun does not require to be illuminated by any other body. Rather, it is the sun which helps all other illuminating agents. For in the presence of the sun, no other illuminating agent becomes prominent. Narada compared the position of Brahma to the self-sufficiency of the spider, who creates its own field of activities without any other's help by employment of its own energetic creation of saliva. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharani Nirvishesha Shunyavad Pashasha Deshatarne Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So today's sloka, it is talking again, this entire chapter, Brahma and Narada discussing about, Narada is asking the questions about the creation and Brahma is giving the answer. So still the Narada question is going on. Yes, he is wondering, the previous sloka we thought, there are many questions asked by Narada. So if you see the previous sloka, Narada was asking, "Oh, my dear father, what is the source of your knowledge? From where you are getting the knowledge? Under whose protection are you standing? And under whom you are working? What is your real position? And do you alone create all entities with material elements by your personal energy?" So all these questions he was asking to Brahma. Yes, he wanted to clarify, yes, this is from Brahma, the Sampradaya is getting started. So because of the Sampradaya, you should have the clear idea about the creation. So it should not be any doubts. So that is the reason here Narada is establishing the questions to whatever the doubts a common man can get. All the doubts it cleared asked by Narada Muni himself, so that the Brahma will give the answer, so that it will be established, the entire parampara will get the answers. So from Brahma, the parampara started, our parampara, Brahma, whatever our parampara is, Brahma Matva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So that Sampradaya, it started through Brahma. So Narada is asking, so our parampara, it is coming through Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, like that it is coming. So in that, Narada is asking the questions to Brahma, so that the entire future generations will get it clarified with about the creation. So in the Lord's creation, there are three kinds of energies are there, Lord's energies. Lord's internal potency, Lord's external potency, and Lord's marginal energy. So there's three ways, three things are there. So internal energy is all the living entities actually. All the living entities are called Lord's internal potency. Not Lord living entities, all the expansions of the Lord, like Radharani or Balram, and all the expansion, Vishnu avatars, all are Lord's internal energy, internal potency, who are there in the spiritual world. And their body and their soul, both are same. There is no difference between that. There is Sachidananda Vigraha. So that is the internal potency of the Lord. And external potency means all the non-living things which are created in the material world, these are called the external potency of the Lord. So there is no, all the material world is with non-living things are called this. The five elements we are calling it as earth, ether, sky, fire, air. All these are non-living things. These are all called external energy of the Lord. And there is a marginal energy of the Lord is there. That is the combination of Lord's internal energy and external energy. So that is we are all the living entities. All the living entities are called the marginal potency of the Lord, marginal energy of the Lord. Why it is called the marginal energy? Because it is the combination of Lord's internal and Lord's external energy. So this body is made up of five elements. So this is external energy of the Lord. And within the body, the soul is there. The soul is the internal potency of the Lord. So that is the combination of that. So that is the reason the Lord's external potency, Lord's marginal potency, it is called marginal potency because it is combination of both. So all these potencies are manifested by the Supreme Lord when he was creating this material world. All these First is expanded through internal potency, then expanded as the external potency. So the external potency, and after that, the marginal potency are created. So like that, the creation happened. And he first created the self-sufficient person was, who is the Lord is the only father and mother for Brahma. This is Swayambhu. We will call it as a Swayambhu. Because Brahma's, we will call him as a Swayambhu. Yes, he created through the, without any father, mother, through Lord's navel. From the Lord's navel, he appeared. That's the reason he's calling him as a Swayambhu. So the Brahma, he got the knowledge from the Lord. So that needs to be established. Yes, directly we cannot say, because see, Brahma could have told to Narada Muni that all the knowledge is coming from me only. I am only creating everything. Because he is next to the God. He's a secondary creator. It is almost all the, whatever the Lord is doing, all the activities are is doing done by Brahma. Also, the creation is done by Brahma. He could have told to Narada that I only creating everything. But Brahma is not saying. In the future slokas we can see, he won't say all those things. So he wanted to, because Brahma is doing the tapasya, he is meditating upon the Supreme Lord. He was hearing, he was thousand celestial years. So one celestial year is something like our solar year, 2,16,000 years. That is one celestial year. So like that, 1,000 celestial years he was meditating, and after that he got the knowledge from the Supreme Lord. So all those things he was Narada Muni already aware, but it needs to be bona fide. The answer should be bona fide, because even though he is aware that he is asking the same questions to Brahmaji. So that is the quality of our Sanatana Dharma. So it is always somebody asking the questions and not somebody. Both the persons are authorized persons and bona fide persons, bona fide parampara person. The one person will ask the question and the superior will give the answer. So there are all of our scriptures, everything is coming as a question and answer, and it is clarified for the future generation. And if you see other religions, there is no question and answer. There are commandments, there are rules and regulations. They strictly just need to follow. So they don't have the ability to think beyond the certain level. So their understanding is that much. So for them, only the instruction is enough. So that is the reason only instruction given for them. But the Sanatana Dharma, it is the instructions, it is coming through the form of question and answer, so that the person asking those things and somebody answering, giving the answer to them. So here in this sloka, today's sloka, Narada Muni is asking Brahmaji. So he is giving the example of spider. So if you see the living entities, all of the living entities, it has the capability to create their own house or own way to stay in this material world. Some of the living entities depend on the natural way. For example, the tiger and lion, they will stay in the caves which are naturally created in the forest. And some of the, if you see the birds, they will create their own nest. They will create. So it will be a very, if you see, it's astonishing, because how they get the knowledge. We have to create a nest like that. We need to lay the egg there. We need to protect that. All the knowledge already provided by the Lord too, even for the birds also. Even though by seeing the birds are very, very small, weightless, and they do wonders. There is a bird called weaver. So weaver bird, we will call it as a weaver bird. In Tamil, we will call it as Tukkananguri. So that bird, it will create a nest. So you would have seen that it will create a nest like the covered, it's a kind of oval shaped nest. So it will be there in the top of the tree, and there are 2-3 holes will be there in the nest. So through the holes, it will go inside, and inside there is a multiple rooms. Even if the scientists are wondering how the small bird, it is creating such a nest. So in the nest, Not even a drop of water will go. There is a, even though it is exposed to sun, exposed to light, and exposed to air, and exposed to the rain, but not even a drop of water go inside. Air ventilation will be nice. There won't be much air will be there. Means wind cannot, the force wind cannot go inside, and the sunlight, that is also limited. So all those things, even the small bird, it provision and it will create that nest. And it is wonder. Even currently, the scientists are trying to they are doing the investigation, they are doing the research on that, how it can be made. Because human being, we are thinking that we are the topmost knowledgeable persons. We are in the sixth senses are there. We are doing the wonders in this world, but we are not able to. Even a small bird which is creating a nest, we are unable to create such a worthable nest. So even though that nest fell on from the top of the tree, the eggs, it won't come out from the nest. So that's the way it is protecting. That's the way it's created. So how much brain Lord given to knowledge given to that small bird. So the bird is able to do that. But the thing is, it is using the other ingredients to prepare that nest. The other stick, other nerve kind of thing. So it will take everything and it will prepare. And even a crow, it will create a nest using the sticks. And eagle, it will create a nest. All the birds, it will create their own nest. So this is the way the Lord is, by nature, it is given by the Lord that everybody have their own house, they are protected. And human being, we are in the advanced way, we are thinking that we are building a house, permanent house. But all the other living entities, they won't prepare a permanent houses. So they will prepare a temporary houses only. But living entities, all the living entities, even though somebody cut the tree, the nest fell down and it will spoil. It won't, then the birds, it won't worry for that. Again, it will go, it will prepare another nest in the another tree and they will live happily. But human being, we will prepare a house, we will put a loan, we will prepare a Paka house, a Paka flat, everything we'll purchase. If something, the natural disaster happens, and if anything happens, then immediately we will lost everything. We lost our land, we lost our house, everything we lost. Then we will be getting into the stressful mode. People will say that I lost everything. But that is the nature, because naturally, if you want to live naturally, the olden days people used to live very in the small hut only. They won't prepare a concrete houses. They will simply prepare a house through mud, and they cover the houses through the leaves and grasses, dry grasses, and happily they used to live. But nowadays, because of this revolution, factory revolutions and the steel revolution happened, then Iron Age, when the Iron Age happened, so we are all getting to the path of, okay, how to make ourselves strong in this material world. So even though we are making big houses, strong houses, concrete houses, the natural disasters coming means, so recently it happened in Kerala, in Kerala, there's a Wayanad. It happened, even though there is a big resorts where there, big houses where they build through concrete. Within a flood, there is a flood, there is a rain. The one night rain happened, heavy rain happened. In that heavy rain, because of the flood, the landsliding happened. Some 5 villages went under water. It's become in the morning we are saying that there is no 5 villages land, only the empty land is there. They're not able to see their house. Nobody is able to see their the people who stayed in the house, they also under the mud. And the person who went outside on the nearby cities, they came back and they are saying that nothing, they are not able to see anything. They are just see the mud there. They are saying that this is my house. Just they are saying the land. In here, I had a 2 BHK house, 2-floor house, 3-story building. Everything went into the mud. So there is no difference between we are thinking that the birds, they are making the nest, which is temporary, which cannot be sustained. But whatever we are making, we are thinking that by stone and by concrete, that is also, it may not be worth, it may not be strong enough compared when we go against the natural disasters. So we both are in the same situation. Even the birds are also in the same situation. We are also in the same situation. So that we can understand. So to teach that lesson, only all these natural disasters are happening. It is not just to the Lord giving us to give us the lesson. So don't greed into that. I'm acquiring the land, acquiring the building a house, big buildings. Don't get into that. So this is not your permanent place. Lord wanted to remind us again and again. So for that reason only all these things are happening. So this is a lesson. But we are not now. But the thing is, we are not learning lessons from them. What we are doing, we are thinking how to avoid such things. So people are giving that. Earlier there was a big trees were there. The government removed all the trees. Now it is so the rooted. It is not rooted. The whatever the trees were there. Currently the small plants it's there. Those plants are not enough rooted in the mud. So that is the reason the landslide is happening. So if you have the big trees, then it will be rooted well. So now they are trying to put a big trees, how to avoid these landslides, all those things they are thinking. But whatever our understanding, whatever we are able to do, we are trying to do, not going against, how to avoid, how to protect ourselves from the natural disasters. It is not possible at all. Because if we are shaken for some time, just for a minute, what will happen? Everything, whatever we prepared, everything destroyed, even though the person who prepared multi-story building, they is also destroyed. They will be they also on the road only. So it is, we are our life also in temporary in this material world. And we should not puffed up with, okay, we have prepared this concrete buildings and this and that. I have this car, that car. Even recently in Gujarat also, last week it is heavy flood happened. So the person who is having the BMW car, Audi car, everybody, all the cars submerged in the water. So the person is seeing from the second floor of his house, he's seeing all of his cars submerged in the water. Night it was fine. It was raining. Morning he is saying, everything in the water. So he was saying that everything gone for me. So that is the way the human being, they are thinking that whatever it is, if I earn something, if it is through the natural disaster, something happen, everything gone, they will get into the stress. Because they are thinking that we are going to live in this material world permanently. So whatever I earned this much, everything gone now. So I cannot do anything further. So my life is gone. That is the reason that's the way they will get into the stress and they are staying in this material world. But if you see, we need to learn the lessons from the other living entities, how they are, even though their houses are destroyed, they are not worried about that, because they are preparing the house without taking any loan. They whatever is actually available, with that only they are preparing the house. If any natural disaster happen, they are going to another tree or another place and they are preparing the house. So this is the way we used to live in our Vedic culture. This is the way we used to live. Only the king used to have the big palace, and the zamindars, they used to have the big houses. And there is a rule also. The height of the house, it should not go beyond the gopura. There's all the temples are there there is a village or a town. In that, if there is a gopura, houses should not, if you see in your terrace of the house, you should be able to see the gopura of the temple. So the Lord's, your position should not be beyond the height of the Lord. So Lord will be on the height, and your house should be less than that, so that you can worship the Lord. In that way, you should build the house. But currently, what you are saying, all the temples are there in the short. We are building 30-story, 40-story, 50-story buildings, and we are seeing the temple down. Lord is sitting in the down. We are seeing he's sitting in the top. So we are thinking that is the advancement. So that it should not be the case. So since we came out from our Vedic culture, we lost our culture. We forget our culture. We are not taking our culture next to generation. Because of that, we are facing all those problems. Whatever the diseases are coming, whatever the natural disasters are coming. So all this Adi-atmic, Adi-bhautik, Adi-daivik. That is three things. So our own body is giving the problem. We are getting into even we are eating whatever we are eating every day. We don't know whether it is what is the source, what is the mixture in that, whether it is even if you purchase a small fruit also there are so many chemicals added into that. So whatever we are eating, that is also poison by ourselves. We poison ourselves, we are eating them. So it is giving the problems to us, to our body, digestion problem, this problem, that problem, the organs are getting failure. So all those, our own body is giving the problem. And other living entities are giving the problem to us. And the natural disasters are happening, all the daivik problems. So these all the three problems, how much ever we advanced, that problems also, it will increase, it will never going to decrease. Because the earthquakes are happening, they are saying that because of we are preparing the dams, big dams, and we are digging the earth and we are building multi-story buildings. Because of the imbalance, the earth more often the effect is happening in the other side of the earth, and other part of the earth. It is happening because of that. But we are not able to understand that. We are thinking that okay, earthquake is happening, that is natural there. That problem is the place is like that. So we are thinking in that way. So naturally it is happening inside of the earth. The plates are waves are getting into this different directions. Because of that earthquake is happening. That is also then our scientists are saying that is the reason. But we are also disturbing the nature. So therefore, through that also the natural disturbance is happening. That is also affecting the nature, our nature, and we ourselves putting ourselves into the problems. So here in this today's sloga, it is talking about the spider. The spider is creating the web. So the web was created by the other living entities. They will use the other ingredients to prepare their house. How we are preparing the house, using our mud, cement, everything, bricks, everything which we are using. We are building the house. Other ingredients we are using. And the birds, they are using the other stick and other nerve kind of thing. They are preparing their houses. So they are using other things. But if you see the spider, it is creating their net web using its own saliva. It is by whatever the saliva is creating from the spider, it is creating the web. In that it is staying. In the web itself, it can go anywhere. But if the other small insect it is fell on the web, that insect cannot, it will be trapped into the web. It cannot move from there. So that is the power of the small spider. So it knows that the other living entities, other insect, if it is fell on the web, they cannot escape from that. So this spider go and eat that small insect. So for that, they are preparing the nest, they are staying in that. So it is creating, the creation is the web is created by the spider of its own. So now Narada is comparing that how the spider is creating its own without any external thing, it is creating of its own. Are you doing the creation of its all this knowledge, whatever the knowledge you have, is asking Brahma. It is the question. It is not it's not glorifying. It's the question is asking to Brahma. You are creating your own. Whatever the creation you are doing, you are doing it of its own. Like that, he was asking. So he's comparing the spider here. So Prabhupada also comparing the sun over here. How the sun is self-illuminated. So nobody is illuminating the sun. So through the sun only we are getting the light, and in front of the light, whatever our creation, our light, all the lights, whatever we are created, if we expose our light to the sun, it won't be visible. Even the moon, the natural creation of the moon, in front of the sun, the moon also nothing. Moon, we cannot see the moon. Even though moon is there, when the sun is there, moon also there. But in the daytime, we cannot see the moon because of the power of the sun. So the sun is self-illuminated. So Prabhupada is comparing the self is self-sufficiency. So that's why he is giving the analogy of sun. So here Narada is talking about the spider, the self-sufficient living entity, spider, through his saliva, it is preparing the web. Like that, have you created this material world through your all this creation, through without any help, you created our world. That is the reason he was asking to, similar question he was asking to Brahma. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.